boom, boom. Now he done stuck him about 10 times, a good 10, 12 times, maybe 15. What's cracking, YouTube? And how's everyone doing? This is the Unchained podcast, and I am Cano 3, your host and guide through these streets. Let me take you on a journey. But before we get started on this journey, I just want to thank y'all for turning my last video up. We almost to 2,000 subscribers, and that video got 10K views already. So I'm real proud of that, being I'm a newcomer and I'm just getting started on this journey. So I'd like to thank y'all, and I take my hat off to y'all and salute. So check this out. Like I said, we almost to 2,000 subscribers. So if you're new here, or if you're a repeat and you like my last story and you're trying to see if I can follow up, boom, and I do, hit that subscribe button for me. Hey, like, comment, share, do all the good stuff for your boy. Let's get into this story. You know what time it is. Grab you a cup or grab you something to eat, and let me take you on a ride through these vicious streets. Buckle up. Hit that like, comment, and subscribe to your boy channel to let me know you mess with me. Let's get it. All right, so in this episode, man, I want to teach y'all a lesson about respect. Respect is something that you should always have for other people. You treat people the way you want to be treated, and you do that all the time. Even though it might not be reciprocated, sometimes you still have to be the bigger man and just show respect. One of the big differences that I notice about prison and the streets is that in prison, it's everybody carries themselves with the utmost respect. They stay out of people's business, and they carry themselves a way that they would want other people to treat them. The reason why that happens is because, let's say you go around disrespecting people in there and people just let you get away with it. Next thing you know, you're gonna be done caused a big old melee between whatever faction you may belong with and then whatever faction that feels like you've been disrespecting. So now we got a big melee on our hands because we didn't put that out before the fire started. As soon as we saw you being disrespectful, we should have checked you and let you know the way that things roll. So that's one of the reasons why everybody in there is so respectful, right? It's such a, I mean, the smallest things that you do out here in the street and that you take for granted, stuff that you do, like not cutting people off, being all in people's space, you know, these type of things, disrespecting people, flipping people off, calling people whatever name you want. See, this is the type of stuff that inside the penitentiary, you could lose your life. You know, at best, you just fight somebody. You know, things that's not tolerated, thievery, you know, lying, being in other people's business, owing people, things not tolerated. Disrespect is never tolerated. You know, as an inmate, you could never allow another person to disrespect you, especially not in front of other people, because it's so predatory up in there. As soon as one person sees you're able to be manipulated or disrespected or what have you, the sharks is coming, man. You done drop blood in the water and the sharks is coming. So that's why I'm a respectful person. If any of you ever run across me or see me outside in the streets or something like that, or we have a dialogue, you'll understand that I'm a very respectful person. I carry myself with the utmost respect, but I don't tolerate no disrespect, especially not in person. You know what I mean? Like all of the online stuff and all of the behind my back stuff and all the stuff that's not directed at me, you know, I really don't pay any attention to that. You know what I mean? Because you got to definitely have heart to stand on what you say and to say it to the person that you said it about, you know? So if it's not said to me or directed at me or directly harm me, I usually just brush it off, you know what I mean? And just keep going about my day. So anyways, I'm gonna give y'all this little tidbit about this time when disrespect, a certain person's disrespect towards other people ended up in his demise. This person did get unalived, so I'm not gonna really like say no names or anything like that. I'm gonna be real discreet about all the other stuff too, like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna keep it GP. Now, I was a young boy when this happened. I was probably around, I say 12 or 13. We used to have this park, neighborhood park called John Landis. John Landis was controlled by the Bloods, and sometimes the essays would be up over there, you know, but the majority of the time, that's like the Blood Park. They also had like this big community park up there. All the kids would go up there. It was like a little boys and girls club kind of, you know what I mean? So boom, all the boys, all the girls after school, we would all go up there, play basketball, play football, what have you. All the gang members, everybody would be up there. But, you know, we all knew each other. We all lived in the same neighborhood, so we knew who they were. They knew who our parents was, where we lived, everything. So this day, we was just chilling in front of the rec center, and this white dude pulled up with his old lady. He looked to be a transient to me. You know, they looked like they was on bad terms. They looked like they had, you know, falling on bad times. So I'm looking at them, and me and my boys, we just playing. We outside. I forgot what we was doing. We was playing like Pogs or something like that. Pogs was real popular at that time. We was playing Pogs, or either it was either Pogs or them Pokemon trading cards. One of them two. That was the craze at the time. So we was out front playing those. We just sitting right there. We really not paying them any attention because it's just normal up there. It really was a ghetto park back in the days, and there was all type of stuff going on up there. So we just doing our thing, him and his old lady arguing, and we kind of looking like, what's going on? And him and his old lady getting into a big old argument, and they fighting and stuff. So they pick up all their gear. They go around the corner. Now, around the corner is like the dudes that run the neighborhood. They're around the corner, probably about 6, 7 deep. And they done been back there drinking, smoking, doing all type of stuff on the backside of the clubhouse. So that's right where old boy and his girl is headed. And I see them stop. And I can't see the Bloods because they behind the thing. So I can't really see them. I could see like him saying something to them and them saying stuff back, you know what I mean? So, and it looked like it's tension. But you know, I'm a kid, so I really me and my boys still really ain't paying no attention. We just going back to playing Pogs or Pokemon or whatever we playing. Man, so the white dude, he go walking behind the building over there where they at, him and his girl, you know what I mean? So he go up over there. About 2-3 minutes later, he come running around the corner screaming, hey man, come on, dog, come on. I'm just playing. Come on, dog, come on. And he breaking, boom. Damn, and he get around the corner, like he get to the front of the community center. He in the front of the community center. And he went to like, he got his back up on the wall in the front of the community center. And he like, oh man, thank you, thank God. He was like, man, thank God, please, thank God. Man, right when he was thanking God, he looked up. They start coming around the corner, like the other side though. They came from the other side. Bam, when they came around the other side, they was looking. At first they couldn't see him because he was in like a little, like, you know, a little crevice where a little door was at. So he was like, they couldn't see him at first when they first bent the corner. Bam, they walked down a little bit more. They see him. Bam. They like, what's up, homie? What's that shit you was saying? Now his back is on the wall. He can't go nowhere. He can't go anywhere. So now he begging and pleading for his life. No, please. His girl done ran around the corner. She's screaming, no. So they got him surrounded. It's like 5 or 6 of them, and they just keep, so they done got their prey and they done stalked him. So they just keep inching closer and closer. He done got on his knees now. Now he on his knees and he like, please, man, come on. I was just playing. I didn't mean none of that. And they was just like, shut the fuck up, bitch. Boom, rushed him. Melee. They own him. Pow, 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 pow. And then all of a sudden I see it's like a little one. He come through the crowd. I could just see his hand, boom, doing this. I could just see his hand hitting, and they still beating him. And he's steady sticking, he's sticking him. Boom, boom. Now he done stuck him about 10 times, a good 10, 12 times, maybe 15, because he was letting that thing loose. But even at this time, I'm still at the age to where I was like, what's going on? Bam, and then so they kicked him a couple more times when he was on the floor. They kicked him a couple more times. And then they get on. They take off back around the corner. Bam, next thing you know, we hear like a car skirt off. Everybody take off. We look over at dude. He's stumbling from over there out the little cut. He's stumbling from out the cut, leaking. Blood everywhere. We like, damn. And he look at us and he just holding his stomach shredded. It looked crazy. And he just dropped to his knees. Boom, as soon as he dropped to his knees, bam, he dropped to his thing. His girl was right there trying to hold him. She's screaming, she hollering, talking about call the police. We like, what the hell? We sitting there looking at it, like me and like 3, 4 of my partners. And we all just sitting there like, boom. So now we start to hear the ambulance coming. Boom, as soon as the ambulance get there, they get up over there with old boy. They start trying to do the resuscitation or whatever you call it, the revival techniques that they do. They trying to work on him. When he left, you know, he was good. When he left, he was good. He was still breathing, looked like he was cohesive and everything. Bam, they load him up into the gurney, put him into the back of the thing, and then they get on. The girl, his girl, she done told the police that we saw everything. That we was right here the whole time when it happened, and we saw everything. So they got me and all my boys, and they questioned all of us, and we all like, you know, at that age, you know, your parents always tell you like, don't ever snitch, no matter what, you know what I'm saying? So that's all that just kept playing through all our head, and we was all just looking at each other right there like, nah, we didn't see anything. We don't know what happened. They was like, come on, man, just tell us what happened. Look at that dude, he's hurt real bad. That dude might not make it, you know what I mean? So we still was just like, nah, we don't know. We didn't see nothing. We was just right here playing. And then I don't know what happened, you know? So they was like, all right, so they gave us their little, like the little cards. They gave us their cards, and they was like, if y'all remember something, or if y'all know somebody that did see something, have them call us, please, this, that, and the other, you know what I mean? So me and my boys, we was like, oh shit, man, we gotta go to the crib. So, you know, we all broke wide. Bam, I went back to my crib. They go back to their crib, man. I got on, you know what I mean? Boom, went to my crib, closed the door. bam, got up in there. I just played Nintendo for the rest of the day. So I played Nintendo. So now, one day, probably about a week or two later, this the crazy part I never noticed. So we used to have this little movie store around the corner, movie store slash game store, had all the Nintendo games for the Nintendo 64 or what have you, you know what I mean? So I used to always go there, get my video games, rent my video games, and get movies. What I didn't know was that the dudes who I had seen do that, they owned that video store. So, or at least they worked there, you know what I mean? This is one of them old school, like bodega type video stores. At least they worked there. I don't want to say own because I don't know if they owned it, but I do know that they worked there. And every time I went from then on, they would give me free rentals on whatever videos that I wanted, whatever movies that I want. So my mom would give me the money to go get video games and to go get movies for the house. And I would always just be able to pocket the money and go get candy or, go get a soda or whatever I wanted. You know what I mean? Because the video game dudes would always let me take stuff for free because he was like, man, I heard what you did, and I know that y'all seen us and I know that y'all know us and you didn't say nothing. And he was like, hey, little dude, he was like, you don't never say nothing. And I respect you. You didn't say nothing and you didn't fucking tell on us. And he was like, you'll never have to pay here, or your mom comes here or anybody, they'll never have to pay here. But I made sure my mom never went there because I was getting that money train in. So anytime she wanted something, I'd be rushing to the store. I got it, you know what I mean? Because I'm finna get that for the free ski and I'm gonna pocket this bread. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I know the story, was kind of sad, and old boy he ended up getting messed up, and he did end up losing his life. And the dudes that was involved in that, they ended up fleeing. And I never seen them again. Like once it came back that old boy had lost his life, they took off, you know what I mean? So they was from up out of there. But man, I say this story is just to say, right? That's how fast just a normal day, waking up, you just had an argument with your girl, and then you ran into some other dudes that don't care about your bad day, and they don't care about the angle that you coming from. And the way that some people handle things, it's not, the way other people handle things. That's why, like, sometimes I be confused by how people out here on the streets and everything get at you, because I just be thinking in my head, like, I'm always respectful to you. I know that you understand that physically I could break you in half, but yet you still choose to verbally and mentally and, like, all these little sneaky little ways people do, like, just to bother you each day. And it's like, really, honestly, like, if we was to go any type of toe to toe, even in a mental joust, I'll crush you. I don't understand people in society. People don't understand structure. They don't understand that there's a totem pole to things. If you're not a top of the totem pole type of guy, don't talk to people like you're a top of the totem pole type guy. You a mid-tier totem pole at best. Stay in your place. And if you're a low-tier totem pole dude, man, just shut your mouth. Don't say nothing to nobody. There's hierarchy in these things. And at any given point, you can get put back in your place. That's why it's so important to always respect people. Listen first, talk last. You know what I'm saying? And I want to let you little kids know, or anybody, not just little kids. This ain't directed just at little kids. This is to anybody. Man, you rather me teach you than these streets have to learn you. Because when these streets have to learn you, you're going to bump your head. You're going to end up in some of them conditions that you done heard about. Unalived, in prison, something done happen to your family members. Anything could happen, man. You know how crazy it is out here these days. It's just not worth it. Now, if you sit back and let me teach you, then you can learn from my mistakes. And that's what a wise man does. A wise man looks at the mistakes of others and he corrects himself accordingly. And that's what me and most of all these prison story YouTube genre guys is doing. Basically, we teaching y'all. You know, some of us have different methods. Not all of us are good speakers. Not all of us are, you know, comfortable with speaking in front of a camera, knowing that who knows how many people or who might see you. You know, that's something that a lot of us have to get over. It's a fear that a lot of us have. A lot of us been isolated from society for a long time, and we prefer to be loners. But we're being vulnerable and exposing our stories to people in the hopes that somebody might learn something, that, you know, we start learning that, man, we need to turn around. We need to look at ourselves in the mirror and we need to fix ourselves. And the only people that can do it, we can only do it for ourselves. So I hope that y'all learn something. And I hope that y'all take something with you. Hit that like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Unchained podcast presented by Blue Cheese Entertainment. Let's go. Man, what's up? That was a good one, man. At least in my opinion. You know, like I said, always be respectful. Treat people how you want to be treated. And if they don't reciprocate, you know, you can only be respectful for so long before you have to rescind your respect that you've given, you know. So it's not forever, but just take in mind, some people just take a little bit longer to learn. They just don't understand. They ain't been raised right, you know. So give them a chance. But if they continue to, you know, take your chances for granted, you got to cut them off. Once you see the flaw, cut them off. It's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? So this is the Unchained podcast. I'm Cano 3 and I'm signing off from the pirate ship. Thank y'all for watching. Hit that like, comment, and subscribe. And check out my next video that I'm finna drop right here. And y'all know how I do it. Let's get it.